Hello. This video is meant to be a short, informative guide on how to install all of the software you're going to need to program FRC code in Java using Eclipse. This guide is made for 2017, however, it should work pretty well for most years. So the first thing you're going to need to do is make sure that you have a JDK installed on your computer, or Java Development Kit. To do this, you can go to your Start menu and hit C, Program Files, Java, and hit Enter. Inside this folder, you should see at least one folder that starts with JDK. If you only have JRE folders, or your Java folder doesn't exist at all, then you should download a JDK. A link to that will be included in the description. Once you've done that, and you know you have a JDK installed, you're ready to get Eclipse. The first thing you're going to want to do is get Eclipse's download. So, go to Eclipse Downloads here at the URL eclipse.org/eclipse-packages. This will also be in the description. The one you're going to want to get to is Eclipse IDE for Java developers. This is the most important one you'll need, and the only thing you're going to need to download. Now, you want to click on either the 32-bit or 64-bit link, depending on whether your computer is 64 or 32-bit. My computer is 64-bit, so I'll download the 64-bit. Click on Download to start the download. This is approximately a 200 megabyte download, so it takes a bit of time. Once your download is complete, the file that you're mainly going to get is a zip file. It should start with Eclipse, and then Java, and then depending on what installation you're at, mine in particular is Oxygen. So, now when you unzip this zip file, you're going to see that there's one folder inside it that contains your entire Eclipse installation. Now, where you want to put this installation is up to you. However, I like to use a specific FRC folder on my desktop. So I create this FRC folder, and then I will unzip the contents of this zip file into my FRC folder. Once again, this is a pretty big file, so it takes a couple seconds to finish the unzip. Once your Eclipse install has finished unzipping, you actually have Eclipse installed already. So you can get out of this zip file, and you don't need your downloads anymore, and now you can click on this Eclipse folder. Inside here, you're going to see eclipse.exe. This is what you want to click, and this will open your Eclipse. Now, this might take a few seconds the first time, because it's setting all of the settings, but after a few seconds here, you're going to get your first window. This window is going to look like this, and it's asking you where you want your Eclipse workspace to be. Your Eclipse workspace is the folder in which all of your Java projects that you write in Eclipse will be stored. Now, like the install, you can put this anywhere you want. However, I made this FRC folder already, and don't forget to check this box down here, which makes sure that you won't have to go through this process every time you open Eclipse. Once again, you'll go through a brief loading screen while it puts all of that in. Soon after this, Eclipse will finally open up, and you should see a screen that looks something like this. This is the beginning of your workspace, and you get a welcome screen because you haven't made any projects yet. Before you're ready to create FRC projects, there are a couple things that you need to set up. First of all, we need to set up the JDK in your preferences. So, go to Window at the top of the screen, Preferences, Install/Update, Automatic Updates, and make sure that this automatically find new updates box is checked. This will make sure that your FRC plugins are constantly staying updated. Now, underneath Java, you want to go to Install JREs. Inside here, you should see a dialog that looks something like this. Inside this list, you're going to have something that says JRE, however, you probably aren't going to have something that says JDK. This means that Eclipse currently does not see your JDK, and you probably want to change this. To do this, go to Add, Under this dialog, say standard VM, next, and now click the directory button. In here, you're going to navigate on your computer to your JDK installation. So in this case, it's going to be C, Program Files, Java, JDK. Click on your JDK folder, click OK, and you should see something that looks something like this. Click Finish, and don't forget to check the JDK box here to make Eclipse see that you have a JDK. Now you can click Apply. The one more thing that you might want to do inside Preferences is go down to... oh, you can't do that yet, never mind. So click Apply and Close, and the next step is to install the FRC plugins. The next step is to install the FRC plugins. This is pretty easy to do using Eclipse's special tools. So go to Help, Install New Software, and now you're going to want to click Add when this big dialog comes up. You're going to get two boxes that you have to fill in. For name, put in FRC all caps, space, plugins, all lowercase. For location, you're going to need to put in the URL where these FRC plugins can be found. This URL is http first.wpi.edu/FRC/roborio/release/Eclipse. And then click OK. This URL will be in the description. You should see something that says WPI Live Robot Development. Bring down the drop-down and check Robot Java Development. If you plan to also write C++ code, then you might want to check the Robot C++ development as well. However, I'm only working with Java, so that's enough for me. Click Next, and you're going to get a small loading screen. It's going to ask you to review the items to be installed. You want to install Robot Java Development, so click Next. It's going to give you a license agreement, accept the terms, and click Finish. This is now going to give you an installation that takes a few minutes and will involve several dialog boxes. Always keep clicking Yes, because this is trustworthy software, even if Eclipse doesn't know it. After a little bit, Eclipse will ask you to restart, because you need to restart Eclipse in order for the changes to take effect. So you can just click this Restart Now button in order to do that. Clicking Restart Now will restart the entire Eclipse process, and it will open again after a few minutes, or a few seconds even. Now that you've followed all of these steps, you're actually ready to create a Java project that works on a Rio. Now don't forget that under WPI Lab here, you now have a bunch of new options. However, if you don't know what they are, that doesn't matter too much. The first thing you're going to need to do is set your team number. So go back into Window, Preferences, and now you're going to see a new option down here called WPI Lab Preferences. Here, you're going to want to change your team number. This team number might be anything. Mine happens to be 2342. Note that this number has to match the team number of the Rio that you're currently working on. If your Rio is flashed to a different team number, then change the team number in this appropriately. Once it's the right thing, click Apply and Close, and now you're ready to create a project. Click File, New, Project. Make sure not to click Java Project, you click Project, and then in here you're going to see a list. Underneath WPI Lab Robot Java Development, you're going to have Example Robot Java Project and Robot Java Project. Robot Java Project will create a blank project that has WPI Lab in it, if that's what you want. However, Example Robot Java Project will have a bunch of different basic pieces of code that you can start your project based on. Let's click Example Robot Java Project and go to Next, and this gives you a whole list of potential programs that you can take a look at. We're just going to try the Getting Started one. Click Next, and then name your project, and set the default package. I'll call this First Robot Project, and keep the package as it is, which is fine. Click Finish, and now it will just take a couple seconds to create your project. Pretty soon, you're going to see this window, and now your project is ready. Inside, you can see that we have one source file inside this package, robot.java, and because we chose the example program, this has a bunch of code in it. You should edit this to make it your own, or write your entire robot program from this. It's totally up to you. So the last step is how to deploy. Well, once you've connected to the correct network or tethered appropriately, deploying is as easy as clicking just one button. Right-click on the first robot project, and a large drop-down menu will open after a few seconds. Go to Run As, and then WPILab Java Deploy. Down in the console, you'll get a whole list of deployment processes after a couple seconds while it builds the Java. In just a second here. And now it will just run. Now, if you didn't install your JDK correctly, then you're going to get a very quick error, in which case you should go back to the early stage of this video. However, if you don't get that error, and it works fine and deploys to the robot, then you've done it. And that's as easy as installing Eclipse FRC plugins really is. Thank you, and have a great day, and good luck with your installation. Don't forget to leave any questions in the comments, and I will try to get back to you. Thanks.